Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where we desperately need to attack Circine here because we've got a potential problem with these guys. In fact, it's not potential. There's a definite problem. We'll get there. So right now what we need to do is we need to have these lads, hang on, I'm just wondering right now what the actual setup is here. Okay, noted. So that seems fine. I think I want a small merc force here, so let's hire in, like, these guys. That's not a huge merc force, but it should be enough. I'm going to put them on unit reorg, and we're going to move them up. We need a ticket a day. We're going to move them up to Salamat. Now, these guys, I'd like them to come out over to, like, Dish here. They're going to attack up over here. And yes, I know that Bactria has forces here. I want these to stop drilling, and we're going to move them up to Desful. So that'll be fine. We are going to war very soon. So Evia is continuing to be a problem with food. And that is with a farmer's market here. We should probably consider putting in a local import route, just so that we can import some food. That's all we're going to need here. So that is fine. Excellent. Now, I did get a couple of slave estates constructing. That is fine, but we have a couple of cities here that we could definitely do that have 2 building slots. So that is Zagru Pilai. That is out over, where are you? Out here. Beautiful. So we would definitely put in a pair of forums here. That seems fine. Next up, we've got Siwa. I mean, we know where that is, over in, like, Western Egypt there. So out over here, yeah. Next, we would put in a forum here and a Freeman district. Then we have Bargilia. I'm not sure where that one is. Ah, up in Anatolia. Okay, that makes sense. So we'd put in a pair of forum or a pair of Freeman districts there. Then we've got Halpa. And there's 2 of those. Is this one ours? I don't think so. I think we want this one down here. Okay. So that is, nope, I don't want that. That is here. So we would put in a forum and we would put in a Freeman district. Excellent. Then we've got Bum, which I believe is just to the south of here. Yeah. So we would then put in a pair of Freeman districts there. Looks good. So that is all of the 2 building slots for now. We'll come back to the rest of those after we're done with this war. So that'll be fine. I'm not expecting this war to go terribly, but we're not angling to take all of this up over here. That's not an option. It's not going to happen. We're just looking to take this territory here and maybe what we can up here. We'll see if we're able to take much there. So at this point, I'm fine with these guys exiting unit reorg and just moving up here faster, because all we need to do is make our way through this. So this is intended to all be given to Gera as a buffer state, because I don't think that we're going to be able to vassalize Circine. I'm 99% certain about that. So they're in an alliance with Darn. I mean, where even is Darn? Oh, up over here. Okay. Yeah, I don't care about that. That's fine. So Bactria would join this as well. I don't think we care about Bactria either. So this seems absolutely fine. Which of these would we prefer? Probably Scythia Ultima. I'm not sure where each of these are, though. Okay, sure. Is Scythia Ultima up over here? Hang on, we need to find this out. So where is Scythia Ultima? That's up here. We definitely don't want that one. So Parsatunic is where? That is down here. That's a much better war goal for us. Okay, so we're going to declare this. Fantastic. Yeah, we're no longer importing a bunch of stuff. That is to be expected. We're going to walk into Dish here, and these guys, they're going to take here, and then this is a little bit awkward here, but sure. Seems fine. Okay, so we do have some starving pops, which is not surprising. It is March right now, so this should start to go positive, but I would very much like to somewhere over here. Yeah, like down here. put in a farmer's market. That'll be fine. In this city, that'll be okay. So then we could definitely cancel the sheep import and instead do a grain import to import additional food. So it would be something like that. So that is just this area here. Noted. Evie has run out of food, but we are working on that. That should be reasonably fine. So we do need to get all of this done, of course. Wonderful. So they definitely have some territory out over here that we can attack, right? We're actually not going in over here. We should be doing this. So we'll go attack Tape. That'll be fine. And we'll have to siege a fair amount of territory out over here. I do want these guys to come siege here. That should be a pretty quick siege, and then we'll walk up this direction. So that seems fine. Now these mercs are going to come siege Prov 1530 _ Armenian. So that is, you know, just a very catchy name. Excellent. And we can see these guys running around over here. It's fine. Gera should deal with that, to be honest, although they're kind of going the wrong way. It doesn't matter. It's okay. They can run around over here for now. I'm not too concerned about it. So we'll get these sieges completed fairly soon and free up our units over here, and then we'll just come in and attack them down here. They have a lot of little armies running around over here, which we do expect. This is not shocking at all. Okay, so we won the Siege of Tape already. That was really, really fast. And let's walk up and siege this. This will take a little bit longer. That's a level 3 fort, or level 2 fort? Something like that. It's a higher level fort. So that seems fine. We're going to get this fort sieged fairly soon, and this force will be freed up. Now, we got Evia a trade route, which is wonderful. And I definitely do want to... You can see we're positive in food right now. I do want to import some grain here. So we're going to import some grain from Memphis. That'll be fine. Okay, so we need a new Moor. I'm sure that's probably pronounced Moray. And we're going to continue prosecuting this war. So we're at -7 here. That looks fine. They're going to cap this back. Whatever. I was hoping that this fort would fall here. Unfortunately, that did not happen. 14% down here and 42% up here, 14% here. So forts are definitely making good progress. I'm wondering, they should probably attack us here, right? Yeah, they should. This is fine. I'm not actually concerned about it. Now, they could win this. They could easily win it, but that's fine. They're fighting our mercs. Doesn't matter. The more important battles are these, not really battles, are these sieges here and here. Now, we finished proselytizing in Assyria. So to that end, we actually have some things that we need to do with regard to proselytizing in Assyria. So it is these two locations. They are currently occupying Nineveh. Okay. We're going to have to come back to that another time. We are not going to be able to do this the way I'd like to, but there's proselytizing in Assyria done, at least. So that is fine, and we can work through a few more of these a little later on. Okay, so that seems fine for now, and this battle is proceeding as we expected. Okay, so we won this siege. I want to head up over here and get this fully freed up. We're just bleeding them as much as we can here, and now our mercs are going to retreat up over to Barantia. That's fine. Absolutely A-okay. So we're 35% on this siege here. Our allies are starting to come through up over here. Looks good. Yeah, they're taking this back. Wonderful. You can see technically it looks like we're losing right now, but that's not actually true. We're not actually losing. So our allies won a battle here. They're going to lose these two battles, so that's going to go very poorly for them. But we're just going to get this capped. That is wonderful. And let's bring them on down to siege here. Excellent. I keep hoping that this fort will end its siege. Hasn't yet. It would have been really good if it had ended there. We could have taken out this force, but alas, it did not. So we need a governor up over this direction. No Scorn family, so this guy will do for now. Excellent. We're at 71% on this siege. Let's get that under control. There we go. So now we're going to head in over this direction, and these guys, they're going to come siege up here. Our mercs are in position now. We can put them back into unit reorg and bring them down here to start taking back some of this territory. So that looks good for the moment. We'll get the auto cap through a bunch of this. And of course, this up over here is the war goal, and we have ticking war goal against us right now. That will change very soon. So that looks good for now. And I want this force to then make a beeline over to this fort. That should go very quickly, this siege. We should not have any problem whatsoever with that, and then we can just come cap up over here, looks like. And yeah, there's a couple of areas that we can cap. I don't think we need the gold, to be honest. A couple of slaves becoming freemen is not a big deal. We're going to have a lot more slaves very soon. So this looks absolutely fine for the moment. Beautiful. It may not look absolutely great on paper, but in reality, this is actually going very well. And yes, our allies are probably going to lose this battle. I don't care. Actually, they might not lose that. Their reinforcements piled in. They're going to win it. Cool. They're not going to stack wipe, but it's good enough. I'm going to take these guys off of unit reorg. They should be okay. And we're at 35% on this siege. Our allies are capping here. All looks good. 28% on this siege. And we just won a battle out over here. Okay, I didn't expect that, but sure. Seems fine. So I'm going to cap this back, and I think the tavern there is fine. The slave traders here are fine too. So that all looks good. I want to head up over here quick. There we go. And yes, I do see their forces running around being jerks. That's fine. They can do that. Are our allies going to be able to reinforce this enough? I kind of doubt it. I mean, they're going to hold them long enough for this 18k stack to get there, though. That's going to do the trick. There we go. Cool. 85% on this siege now. Wonderful. And yeah, we can see them running around over here. This is fine for the moment. It's mostly sieges that I'm interested in finishing up. Now, we just finished up our construction in Ramses over here, which means that we finished a House of Learning, which we are definitely going to grab. So we're going to skip Enslave Egypt. It's funny, but we're not going to do it. This is objectively a bad thing to do. Instead, we've got the Mediterranean ports, which is going to be interesting for sure. So we need at least 3 ports in each of these, right? And we've got the 3 ports. The thing that we don't have is good production. Right. So we need to be specifically producing 3 goods in each of these locations where we have ports. So this is a research area. I'm actually going to remove that, and we're going to put this back into research. I'm going to do the same thing down here. This was a bad call to put this here, because I think we need to be producing 3 goods this way, not via trade. So that's understood. Now we need to, well, we have this location here, which is fine. We're definitely working on that. We can drop the commercial district, and we can put that in as a tavern. We would definitely want to produce an additional 17 slave pops, huh? Okay, we're at 16 right now. Fascinating. Okay, let's see what else we've got up over this direction. So we needed here into Zor. What do we got going on here? Okay, this is a production city. That looks good. So we would put in a Freeman district here, but we would actually need to have a pair of, actually a trio of ports here. So that's a production area. And then this is a city here. Okay, I'm going to back off on some tax offices, and we're going to put in a trio of ports there. So it's going to be these 3 ports that we're going to target for that. But that's not going to be a thing for a while yet. So that seems fine. We should finish up this siege soon. There we go. At long long last. And we're going to hop up over here and just finish this off. Excellent. And these guys are going to siege here, which is fine for the moment. We just got an oratory advance, and that would allow us, in theory, to come in here. Actually, it was in civic advances that we were working on. So we could definitely make the argument of going down this route. We could also make the argument of going for, like, cistern. There's a lot of things that we could go for at this moment. No doubt about that. So this would be slave output out over here. Slaves needed for surplus -1 is actually pretty good. We could come over here, and that might give us what we need out here for our production. So that is definitely something that we can go for. Insist on an oath of allegiance. Okay. Now we're going to head up over this direction. These guys are getting freed up. That looks good. We're going to cap here. And then we're going to come fight here if we can catch them. Okay, so what I'd like to do now is I'd like to force march, and we're going to head up over here. And we're going to catch these guys right here. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So we've got our mercs here right now. I'd like to head up to... I believe the capital is over here. Yeah, we're capping that right now. I'd like to head up over this direction for the moment. Okay, so we do have a lack of governor out over here. This is a scorned family, and let's put in, say, this guy. There we go. That was a scorned family member, and that will be absolutely fine. So we did not stack wipe these guys, but we absolutely did eliminate them. So let's start heading down this direction. Actually, I see that they're up over here dealing with this. So let's go after that. Let's put you there. And we'll have this under control very shortly. I do see these down here, so we'll go after that shortly. Yeah, let's head down this direction as soon as we're done with this cap. So we're fighting these guys up here, no problem there. They're trying to, I think they tried to run away. That did not go well for them. And then we're just going to go take Dish. So that looks fine. And you did cap that. Looks good. We're going to head down this way. Okay. Wonderful. So this looks pretty under control at this point. No doubt about that. Where are these guys going? Oh, this is Syracuse territory up over here, too. I didn't realize that. So we would head up over here. Actually, over here. Like that. Seems fine for the moment. So we're going to come in and attack these guys. Hilarious. That's going to go very poorly for them. That's stack wiped. And then there's this out over here. I want to make sure that this gets capped. So we're going to move our army down there. Martial advances. Cool. So that gives us -1 slaves needed for surplus. That is phenomenal. So down over this direction, we can see that in, like, this city here, we're now producing 3 pearls. But we need at least 3 of these 6 cities to be doing that, right? So that means that we need to be producing more dyes here. And we need to be producing... Okay, we have our requisite number of dyes here. We just need the ports. So here we would need to bring in additional slaves. Okay. So I'm just going to bring in a bunch of these. Okay, we went up to 3. That should be enough. So that seems fine. Now we just need those ports to finish, and this should be done. In theory. Okay, so we're victorious out over here. Excellent. That was fully expected. So our mercs are sitting here. Honestly, we don't need them anymore. I'm going to get rid of the mercs. We stack wiped their force here. We're going to cap here. Excellent. So there is still a Syracinian force here. That's noted. And we do want to head up and siege this fort up this way. Okay. So this is capped, and let's make our way up this direction. They're probably going to try to siege here. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Our allies are going to hold them there for a little bit. We may want to force march once we get here. And see if we can get up there quickly. Okay, so we're going to force march. We're going to head up over here. These guys can exit force march. They don't need to be doing that anymore. So it looks like we're going to get there in time. Our allies actually reinforced that. That's nice. We're just going to head up over here, see if we can eliminate this force nice and quickly. And this siege will eventually end. So we're at 47 war score right now. That's a pretty decent amount of war score, all things considered. Really, heading out over here? That doesn't seem like a good call, but sure. If you want to pin yourself here, we'll stack wipe you. That seems fine. I'm surprised that they did that, but whatever. Now we're going to come around over this way. Beautiful. So this war seems pretty over, right? I don't think that there's any other way around it. I think it's just super over. So at this point, this is looking good, and we can pull these guys back a little bit. Stack wipe here and cap that. And then we should probably be able to make peace at this point. So at 58% war score, the question is, can we take enough with 58% war score? Or are we going to have to come up over here and try to fight them up this way? Which is going to be awkward. Like, there's, you know, this Gara territory up over here, but we can't go through India here, which... Or can we? No, not currently. Would we be able to negotiate that? No. But there's only 25 reasons not to. I still don't think we're going to be able to get that anytime soon. So that's definitely noted. Okay, let's get that capped. That looks good. And now the question is, can we take this? Well, we're going to have to flip all of this to Gara, which is, you know, tedious. But let's just go ahead and get started on that. So we know for a fact that all of this gets flipped over. So this one didn't get flipped. Okay. Now it did. Cool. So we know that we want all of this to be transferred over to Gara because we want to be using Gara as a buffer state here. For, like, containment reasons. But there is a little bit that we actually want to take from these guys. Specifically, this city we have a mission to take. So that is definitely going to be a thing. We're going to have to do that. And we'll have to plan for that. The question is, how exactly do we want to do it? So let's make sure that Gara occupies everything out over here. And that's fine for the moment. I don't think this actually flipped. No, it did not. Okay. So we're going to flip all of this over to Gara. This is intended to go to them. There we go. And I just want to make sure, yeah, this all looks to be flipped. Cool. This up over here, we also want to flip to them. So this is fine. They have a bunch of awkward territory that we don't actually care about, but it is going to be useful for us to have later on, I suppose. But for now, it doesn't really matter. So this is all going to go over to Gara, and the stuff up to the north is intended to come to us. The question is, do we have the war score to do it? That's the question here. So I don't think this flipped. No, it didn't. Okay. Our colors are a little awkwardly similar. My colorblindness has a hard time telling them apart, but I can see if I look very closely that they are slightly different. So, yeah, that looks good. I think that's all of them. Okay, so this territory up here we would look to take for ourselves. So, to that end, let's see how much we can actually take here. So there's that. That's 31. And then there's this up over here. 71 and 28 aggressive expansion. They have 14 reasons to not accept this right now. 23 of those are months at war. This seems really doable. So 14 reasons. There are months at war reasons. And I want to pull these guys at this point back to, like, here. I mean, that's still going to be pretty high attrition. Yeah, that's going to be 4.25%. Maybe a little further back to, like, here. Okay, and then I'm going to pull these guys, and we can put them, like, over here. Okay, now we're going to need to be ticking for a bit. Oh, we can do a colonization. Definitely do that. That seems good. So we can utilize ticking war score and month-set war bonus to essentially force our way through this, right? So we've only got 9 ticking war score at this point. We had a poor harvest. That's not ideal. We can gain a little bit of corruption. I guess that's fine. And they currently have 12 reasons to not accept this. So that looks very, very good. We've stack wiped all of their forces that are here. They would have to bring them in by Navy. And I mean, they do have a port on the sea up over here, so they could bring in forces by Navy. That is a theoretical possibility. We will see if they choose to do that. Okay, so for now, I want these guys to no longer be on force march, and start drilling. Untiring Devotion is great, and these guys, they're going to be arriving over here very soon. They can go on to drill as well. So we're at 60 war score at this moment, and let's see how close we are to acceptance on this peace deal. 10. Okay, that's looking... Now it's 8. Hang on. Something just changed. Saracen Revolt. That makes things interesting. Okay, so we're black flagged here right now. We need to turn around. And we need to get in here and siege this. That's awkward timing for sure. For the Saracen Revolt there. And did something change up here too? It did. So there's some Saracen Revolt going on up here as well. Okay. So let's get these guys force marching up over here. We're going to need to grab this territory and this territory. Everything else up over here we don't care about. That's fine. They can Saracen Revolt if they like. The rest of this, though, we absolutely need to get. So can we force march from here? No, we have to not be exiled. So let's move back to our own territory here. This is not actually our territory, but this is Garen territory. And that's no longer black flag. So now I want to force march us over to here. Okay, so we're going to have to get that done, but it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to wrap this up, but that's pretty much everything that we want right there. So that should not be a big deal. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy Magar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.